Hey everybody, I wanted to share a story that I came across several days ago. I haven't had a chance to cover it yet. I've been covering a lot of other things. I just want to show you this biased news that seems to be misinformation and totally not what's actually happening. And, you know, the headline automatically makes people think that, you know, this guy did something wrong. Okay, says man with rifle wounded in face-off with Edmonds police. So basically, with the headline, it's attempting to connect with the viewer or the people that he was somehow facing off or challenging the police, which may not be true at all. It says here, a 27-year-old Edmonds man who was shot by police after a verbal confrontation is in serious condition Saturday at Harborview Medical Center. The two Edmonds police officers involved in the incident were not injured, of course. Police spokesman Aaron Schnell said the man had been walking along the streets near Edmonds Elementary School carrying a rifle. His behavior apparently prompted two 911 calls from nearby residents. The first coming in around 7:30 a.m., Snell said. Behavior. I guess you can't walk with a rifle. That's why they stage all these shootings, right? To get the people to be on the law's side. That's why you can't beat the law, because all the citizens protected. Right? I'm sorry, this story just angers me. He said officers don't know of a motive for the man's actions. What actions would that be? Jesus. I mean, this is open carrying, big deal. We don't see, or we don't believe he was aiming or shooting the weapon, Snell said. The Edmonds officer who responded to the 911 call issued verbal commands to the man, then fired at him. Snell did not say where the man was wounded or how many times he had been shot. The shooting, which occurred near the 1200 block of Puget Drive, is being investigated by the Snohomish County Multi-Agency Response Team. You know, to make it seem like that they're going to be fair in the investigation, which is not true. This is ridiculous. This makes me want to actually go down to Puget Drive and do an open carry. Who's with me? If anyone's in Seattle, contact me. We'll go down on Puget Drive and do an open carry. This is ridiculous. The two officers are a sergeant and corporal with 15 years and 14 years experience on the Edmonds Police Force. Both have been placed on administrative leave while the investigation continues. Anyone that can supply me with the names of these officers, greatly appreciated. Okay? If you have any information on their names, or if they're real police officers, or if this is just a staged incident, I would like to know. Okay? Here I'll play you the video of this, and it's totally ridiculous. And listen very carefully on how ridiculously half-sided this is. Okay, so I wanted to show you the lack of reporting and the seemingly one-way and misinformation that the media is presenting about this shooting that the police were involved in with a man that was just carrying his rifle. Now listen very carefully at the very subtle mind control and words they use to justify what they're doing. Listen very closely.
With an officer-involved shooting in a quiet Edmonds neighborhood. Neighbors called police after seeing a 27-year-old man carrying a rifle early this morning. Police showed up and words were exchanged before shots were fired on the 12,000 block of Puget Drive. Here's King 5's Glenn Farley with what happened.
7:30 on a Saturday morning in Edmonds is usually pretty quiet.
I had an open window, and I heard the whoop whoop like that from a siren.
You had an open window? It was freaking 37 degrees last night.
Something was up. Local businesses, the coffee was just going on.
It was scary.
Because right outside, right there, shots ring out.
It sounded close. I mean, too close for comfort.
I was seconds away from being in the intersection with my son on the way to football practice.
Football practice at 7 a.m. on Saturday? Yeah, maybe. But the window open when it was like 39 degrees? Come on. Spare me the lies. You know, it was a Saturday morning. People were sleeping in, for God's sakes. And they want to act like everybody was getting the coffee ready for a normal day at work? Come on.
Teresa Sifferman lives in this normally safe neighborhood.
A little bit scary.
Normally
It's
safe.
disconcerting. Why would a 27-year-old Edmonds man be walking around displaying a rifle, especially at this time of the day?
There's no law against that. Remember that, folks. There's no law against that, and it's perfectly within your rights to do so. It certainly doesn't require, or it doesn't, I don't think it's worth being shooting a man over.
At this point in time, we don't have any motive. We don't have anything. What we do have is two or multiple 911 calls for service of a man walking with what was believed to be a rifle.
Not a lot of people saw this, but a lot of people heard it. So what's interesting is the pattern of the shots.
And then I heard this one real loud shot, and it was obviously a large caliber rifle or a shotgun.
Police say as a matter of policy, they
Oh,
won't
really?
say if the man fired that rifle, but it sure sounded like it.
I want to say it's just one. It could have been two.
A pause, and then a rapid fire about 5.
So the media is basically now claiming, before you even get involved with the courts, is basically the media is predetermining that the man must have fired back. Okay? There's no proof of this. In fact, in another article, they say that he didn't fire back and he was just carrying his rifle. This is the problem I'm having. Okay? So the media is the court, basically, because they give people their opinions in their head before you ever have a chance to ever defend yourself in the court of law. That's what media is. It's mind control.
And then I heard like several, 4 to 5 shots.
So I figured that was the officer returning fire.
There were actually 2 officers, both veterans of the Edmonds Police with 14 and 15 years on the force.
I was impressed with the response of the Edmonds police.
Big response follows from multiple agencies trying to sort it all out.
Disconcerting, yeah, a little bit.
For a neighborhood looking to get its peace and quiet back. In Edmonds, Glenn Farley, King 5 News.
Are you serious? Come on, folks, you gotta wake up. Wake up, America. Attempted murder on someone just carrying a rifle? Come on, folks. You better wake up. I open carry all the time. Okay? This doesn't warrant a shooting of a man if he's just carrying a rifle and you didn't point it at anybody. You got thugs running this country that only follow orders. You're in big trouble, folks.